Hi everyone and welcome back to So Blessed by Jess. In today's episode, we are back in our Moda Blockhead week 4. So this is the block that we're going for, Cat's Cradle block. We're going to be needing some skills for this one, just a little bit. It's angling challenge. You just got to make sure that whenever you're placing your rectangle blocks, because we're going to make some rectangle blocks just like half square triangles, half square rectangles. Yeah, we're just going to make sure that we're working on it. And we're going to be trimming them down and everything like that. So don't be intimidated. We're going to be amazing. We're going to work at it. We're going to take our time and do it. Don't really have any newer tips than that were on the original video that Moda put out. It's just that I'm just going to be going through it step by step. So yeah, with my colorway and the fabrics that I'm working with. So that's the only difference. We just have to make sure that we're cutting them down. Please remember that every single block that we have been working with through the Moda Blockheads needs to be trimmed down to a certain size. There has been so many friends that I have come in contact with. They're just like, it doesn't fit. And I'm like, did you trim it down? And they're like, no. And I'm like, trim it down. Please trim it down. Yes, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and flip you around, show you blockway, showed you, hey, hold on a second, let me stop. I'm adding another fabric line to this. I know. So we have Raspberry Summer that we're working with, and now we're going to be adding Strawberry Lemonade. I just want to make sure that both of those fabrics are intermingled into this quilt. I do have Laguna Sunrise too, but I'm not going to open it yet. I'm going to refrain from doing that. I think that we can do that. I think we can refrain. There's like another couple, all of the fabrics from Chelsea and from Sherry and Chelsea, just they work so beautiful together. So I'll just kind of give you a little snapshot with that when we go to our next video segment. I know I'm rambling on myself. Oh, ramble. So let me go ahead and flip you down, show you the fabrics that we're working with. We're going to pick out our first block together. I'm going to cut the block and then we're going to start putting it together. All right, are you ready? Okay, let's go. All right, so here is the Blockhead 6, the Cat's Cradle, and this is what we're doing today, as we stated at the beginning of the video. What's really amazing is that here is Strawberry Lemonade, and it is so similar to the colorway that we are also working in. The only difference is that the aquas are a little darker and there's a navy. So I wanted to add just more fabric selections to it, and I just happen to have 2 more collections by Sherry and Chelsea. So we are just going to go ahead and just add it in. I like it that they have bigger prints, because in this block right here, and I'm going to interchange it also, so you're going to see some Strawberry Lemonade with some Raspberry Summer. Letter C, we are going to fussy cut or to create this as a focal fabric and frame this focal fabric with the other 3 different types of fabric that we're going to be using, which A is just the white, and then B and D will be just 2 different contrasting fabrics that go along with fabric C. So fabric C, I would like one of them to be this. Okay, so we're going to pick out 1 block right now. So we're going to have that as our center, and then this as the square, or the so this is going to give us our square and a square look. And then for the outside, let's try even let's go with that guy. So this is going to be our first block, and y'all know that the first block I show you and the second block, we're going to wait a little bit. So yeah, this looks like it'd be really, that'd go really well together. Yeah, we're going to go square and square and then here. All right, and then the white is going to be on the outside. So the finished size of this block will be 9 inches in your quilt. But remember, unfinished, that means not in your quilt. It'll be 9.5. All right, so this is the plan of today. Here's our focal fabric that we're going to use in the center from Strawberry Lemonade. This is all Strawberry Lemonade. We are going to make flip corners here. And I know this is directional fabric, so I'm going to be really strategic in the way that, do I have a pin? Do I have my pins? Oh, here, pins. Here, I can kind of show you what we're going to do. And because I have directional fabric with the pink, stick a pin in it. I'm going to make sure that I'm really strategic in the way that I place the blocks, because I want it to look like this on the top. So you see how this is working out? This makes my heart happy. I know. But I just wanted to show you how I do directional fabric too. I always addition it. Okay, and so when I create it, all of my flowers, all of my leaves are facing the same way. So when I'm looking at it, it's all going to be like this, and that's the way it's pleasing to my eye. It's pleasing to your eye too. Then we have this that's going to go on top, because we're going to take these two fabrics, create our rectangle, and then we have which are going to be cut down to 2 and, sorry about that, 2 3/2 inches rectangles. We're going to make 2 of those. We're going to have cornerstones that are 2-inch squares that are on the outside. All right, we ready to rock and roll? This is a great plan of action. Okay. So at least I know how this piece is going to go. I'm just going to leave those right there for the moment. What we're going to do is we're going to concentrate on this guy. All right, let me slide and zoom in a little bit. All right, how are you guys feeling about that? I think we can do that. I know we can. All right, so let me grab my pen, a ruler. We're going to need it all. You know, I didn't get anything out before I started. That is me. All right, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our half square rectangle and we are going to draw a line corner to corner. Okay. Okay. Then, when we place our rectangle on our other rectangle, you see what I just did? We're going to place it just like this. So opposite corners. Okay. Now I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch down the side of this red line, and I'm definitely going to pin this because I don't want it to move anywhere. So we're going to leave that in the corner. Oh no, I'm already moving it. Boom. There we go. All right. I just don't want it to get in the way of my needle. There we go. Beautiful. So I'm going to do this to all 4 of them, and I'll be right back. All right. So remember also, and I forgot to tell you this on the other half of the video, when you're pinning, half of them are going to go this way, and then the other half are going to be going like, I haven't made them yet. Hold on one second. All right, so I'm back. So when we're creating this and we're putting it on our background, half of the 2 of our rectangles are going to flip to the left, 2 of our rectangles are going to flip to the right. So that when we cut them and put them together, they will be opposite of each other to make that peak right here that we need. All right, this is the toughest part of this whole block, is just creating these half square triangles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut on my little red line on both of them. And then we are going to iron them open. All right, I'm just going to iron 1 set of these open. All right, I'm off camera. All right, there's 1. And like I said, this is the toughest part of this whole block. Okay. And there's the other. You see how it makes that peak right there? All right. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our ruler, and our ruler has to have markings on it. So the first marking that we're going to write, because we want our trim size to be 2 inches by 3.5 inches, we need dots 1/4 away from the corners of the 2.5 and 3.5 inches. 1 dot is going to be at the 1/4 and 1/4 line, which is right here. Okay, and I probably would use a Sharpie. Here, let's put it on this. But I'm just going to put a dot there, and then I'm going to put another dot at the 1 3/4 by 3 1/4. So 1 3/4 by 3 1/4. Or maybe we'll go down this way. Right there. Okay. So let's see if I can put it on here. All right, so I have a dot here and a dot here. Now those dots are going to go on this seam line. Okay. So one dot's there and 1 dot is right here. Okay. And now we're going to trim. Okay. And you should have like a 1/4 inch. And now we can go 2 by 3.5. 2 by 3.5. So the first one's the most wonkiest of them all. And there's our block. And that is what we're going to make. We're going to make it this way. Okay, and on all right, I'm going to have to look at how that one needs to be. So I just took the other side of my ruler and I made the markings again on the opposite side so I could just line it up. Okay, so if my rectangle is pointing to, or if the line's pointing to the left, I'm going to use the left side of the rectangle, left side of my tape measure. I mean, there might be another way. I guess I could have flipped over my ruler, but I like the grippy. I like the grippy. Okay, now I can line it up to be 2 by 3.5. Confidence. And there we go. Boom. And now we're just going to add that to our piece. All right, let's do it one more time. Nope, this one. Set up on our lines. 1/4 inch down, 1 3/4 and by 3 1/4 down. Cut with confidence. And like, it's gonna look a little wonky. That's okay. And then we can flip it over and go 3.5 by 2. Uh-oh, it looks like we have a cat emerging. Hello, JP. We're gonna put you down, JP. Oh, he didn't like that. Okay. Hold on a second. Do some more trimming with this one. There we go. And 3.5 by 2. I just didn't feel like I had enough of that 1/4 inch that I needed. Here we go. We'll just keep going. Oh, he's back. All right, now we have all 4 of those done. We're gonna focus our attention on the square and a square. So I'm gonna try to keep it the way that it is right now. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna move these off. I'm gonna keep them though in the same direction that they are so I can remember that. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to leave this square on this square. Okay, bring it to my mat. And just like last week, how I cut that 1/4 inch, I'm going to do that again. So I have a 1/4 inch line that's on this ruler. I'm going to, from corner to corner, oops, cut with confidence, not at an angle, Wilkie. And now I'm going to go ahead and sew that seam. I know you can't see it. Just sew on a 1/4 inch seam. Okay. I'm going to press it back. I'm going to leave it in the same orientation. And I'm going to take that opposite, because this is what I want it to look like when it's flipped back. Can you see? Yes. So I'm just going to place it right like that. Oh, JP's back. Hey, JP. There's an iron over here, JP. You burn yourself. What you gonna do? You're gonna burn your nose. He is sniffing that iron. He thinks he is the bee's knees. And you can keep those half square triangles for a future project. I'm just putting them in my bin right now, even though I know that I kind of messed up that first one, but that's okay. You're gonna burn yourself. He's just sitting here. Okay, let's go ahead and press this back. Oops, sorry about that movement. Okay. All right, so now I have my opposite corners. Now I'm looking at where my pins are. I know when I want it pinned back, I want it to look like this. So I'm gonna flip it out. We're gonna trim off. Okay, you guys. There he is. He's making an appearance. JP. JP. He is so docile. He just chills. But there's your cat sighting for the day. Let's see if I can move you back just really gently. Here we go. Boom. All right, line it up from corner to corner. So for those who don't know, we have JP. He came to us last October. He was just a kitten and my dog was sniffing at the garage door. And I was like, all right, Flashy, we have a basset hound. Like, what is it? And there he was out in the garage. Just the cutest little kitten ever. And yeah, I didn't really want to keep him at first because we already have like 4 outside cats. 2 of them were strays. One of them's the neighbor's cat that apparently is ours now because he doesn't go back home ever, I don't think. And then we have one that's in an outdoor cat, but now he's an indoor cat that goes outside at night because if not, he will be waking me up at all times of the day. But he's such a good boy. Just so sweet. So sweet. I've never had a cat that just like kind of lays in your lap and just chills out. He's an amazing little guy. All right. So there we go. And look, everything is facing up. And if we take our 6.5-inch ruler, it should fit on it perfectly, and it does. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So now that we have to make him move a little bit, excuse me, compromiso. Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we're not gonna make him move again. What we're going to do now is we're gonna take 2 of these opposite units. We are going to sew 1/4 inch down. All right, so let me go ahead and do that. Let me do another one so I don't have to break thread. Because sometimes my Janome doesn't like it when I break thread. It'll unravel itself. And it doesn't matter if my needle is in the up or down position. It has a mind of its own. Okay. I'm going to press the seam open. So we have less bulk. And that should be 6.5 inches. Look, beautiful. We're going to make 4 more units of this. Hi, JP. JP, seriously. Okay, you're being a little man right now. So anywho, we're gonna make 4 more of these, surround this, and we're gonna move him because he's gonna be interesting. All right, and I just kind of set it up. We got one big old 9 patch we're working with now. So we're gonna take this column, we're gonna connect to this column, connect to this column, so horizontal seams, and off to the races we're going. Just gonna make sure that these middle points, that they're lining up, and yeah, and then I'll reveal the block at the end and the second version that I did. And with a lot of time and patience, we have completed blockhead number 4. It doesn't really matter which way it goes, but it's beautiful, isn't it? Cat's Cradle. And you ready for the second block? Here she is. And this is made with strawberry lemonade fabric also. This is strawberry lemonade. This is raspberry summer. So it's a really good block to use for the low volume that we have within both of the collections that I'm using. So yeah, so here we go. They're beautiful. So anywho, thank you so much for following along. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope that you have a wonderful day. I hope that you're able to use this tutorial to help you be successful in creating these blocks. Please take your time again. Please, 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 with everything in me, take your time when you're doing your rectangles, making sure that half of them are going to the left and half of them are going to the right, especially when you're pinning them and going corner to corner. Half of them are going to go towards the left side, half of them are going to go towards the right side, so that when you put them together, you have your opposite sides right here. So yeah. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate all of the wonderful comments that you leave below for me. If you have any questions, please leave them and I will get back to you as soon as I can. All right, until our next video, I'll talk to you later. Bye.